Italian grammar explained in English. If you're learning Italian, this video will help you feel more confident. Today we'll look at reflexive verbs, a simple subject that can sometimes confuse even advanced learners. I will give you a clear and concise explanation with exercises, because understanding a rule and applying it are two different things. Keep watching! Resta con me! Ciao, sono Anna e questo è My Italian Circle.
Anna, hai ricordarsi di comprare il vino per la cena?
Sì, mi sono ricordata. Ho comprato il vino.
A che ora te svegliartesi oggi? I verbi riflessivi.
Let's get straight to the point. A reflexive verb is a verb conjugated with reflexive pronouns. In most cases, the action performed by the subject reflects on the subject. I'm enjoying myself. Mi diverto. Sandra si lava i denti tutte le sere. Sandra brushes her teeth every evening. Sandra si veste in fretta. Sandra gets dressed quickly, literally dresses herself. In our examples, the subject and the object of the sentence are the same. How do you know whether a verb is reflexive? Because it's paired with a reflexive pronoun. In English, these are pronouns such as myself, yourself, himself, and so on. In Italian, reflexive pronouns are mi, ti, si, ci, vi, si. Remember, the infinitive form of reflexive verbs ends in si. Fermarsi, lavarsi, alzarsi.
Italiano e inglese a confronto.
Italian has more reflexive verbs than English, but the good news is that verbs that are reflexive in English are likely to be reflexive in Italian. Let's look at an example verb to get you more used to its conjugation. Divertirsi. Mi diverto. Ti diverti. Si diverte. Ci divertiamo. Vi divertite. Si divertono. Watch out! A common mistake is to keep the ending si of the infinitive when you conjugate the verb. So, don't say mi divertirsi, but mi diverto. You have to conjugate the verb normally and put the reflexive pronoun before the verb. Look at the table with reflexive pronouns and conjugate the verbs you see on the screen. Say the words out loud. A voce alta è importante. Then, listen and check.
Mi lavo, ti lavi, si lava, ci laviamo, vi lavate, si lavano.
Facile, vero? Did you get it right? Let me know how you did in the comments. Adesso un altro. Now another one.
Mi vesto, ti vesti, si veste, ci vestiamo, vi vestite, si vestono.
Actually, many verbs can be conjugated in both active and reflexive forms. Io lavo il pavimento. Io mi lavo i denti. Io preparo la cena. Io mi preparo. Let's keep comparing Italian and English. Many English verbs with get are reflexive in Italian. For example, get bored, annoiarsi. Get angry, arrabbiarsi. Get dressed, vestirsi. Get up, alzarsi. Get lost, perdersi. Get drunk, ubriacarsi. Conjugate the verbs in brackets. Viola si alza alle 7. Noi ci vestiamo velocemente. Paolo e Mirko si arrabbiano spesso. Le persone intelligenti non si annoiano mai. Quando è buio io mi perdo facilmente. Mario si ubriaca solo quando vince la sua squadra. Often in Italian there is a reflexive verb, where in English there is a verb with a possessive pronoun. For example, I brush my teeth. I comb my hair. Well, in Italian we take it for granted that normally in the morning we brush our teeth and not a friend's teeth, that we comb our hair and not somebody else's hair. So we don't use possessive pronouns, my or his and so on, but reflexive ones. Mi lavo i denti, ti lavi i denti, si lava i denti, and so on. Let's practice. Conjugate the verbs in brackets. Sandra si pettina. Maura si trucca velocemente. Io mi lavo i capelli con lo shampoo profumato. Le persone intelligenti si lavano i denti dopo i pasti.
Il passato dei verbi riflessivi.
The past tense of reflexive verbs is not difficult. In the case of the imperfecto, simply add the reflexive pronoun in front of the verb and you're done. Quando ero piccola mi lavavo i denti con il dentifricio alla fragola. When I was little, I used to brush my teeth with strawberry toothpaste. I miei nonni si arrabbiavano quando mi alzavo tardi per la scuola. My grandparents would get angry when I got up late for school. Instead, we have to be careful with the passato prossimo and remember to always use essere and not avere. Luisa si è lavata i capelli e Paolo si è lavato i denti. Luisa washed her hair and Paolo brushed his teeth. Of course, we must also remember the golden rule. When the passato prossimo is formed with essere, the past participle agrees with the subject. Let's see our example again. Luisa si è lavata i capelli e Paolo si è lavato i denti. So, a sentence like this. Elena ha lavato i capelli is not clear because it seems that Elena has washed someone's hair, but we don't know whose hair. Lei ha lavato is not a reflexive verb, but an ordinary transitive verb. So, if we want to say Elena has washed her hair, we have to say Elena si è lavata i capelli. One last exercise to boost your grammar. Conjugate the verbs in the passato prossimo. Viola si è alzata alle 7. Noi ci siamo vestiti velocemente. Paolo e Mirko si sono arrabbiati. Linda e Sergia si sono annoiate alla festa. Era buio e Alberto si è perso. Mario si è ubriacato solo quando ha vinto la sua squadra. Now, write the solution of the next few sentences in the comments. I will correct them all. I hope you love reflexive verbs as much as I do and that everything is clearer now. Don't forget to visit our website and our Patreon page. There are a lot of useful exercises. Ci vediamo mercoledì prossimo. Ciao!